can I just be honest with y'all? It's been real hard to get back into all of the things. It's been hard to give myself permission to start again. Today, I want to unpack that with you. I want to have a heart to heart over our coffee and just talk about why it's been hard. And even though it's been hard, why I think it's important to start anyway, and just all of the things, right? On starting again, especially after being away from something for so long. So, why has it been hard for you, Danae? Like, why has it been such a struggle? And I think it's twofold. I think there's like the obvious having a baby, going through like that first year of parenthood, and just it's life altering. It's like you're learning so much and unlearning so much at the same time. And it's just like a lot happening. And so it's just like top of mind isn't all the other things, right? It's like keeping your child alive. And so I knew even just like throughout pregnancy and then going through birth and all that, I knew things would be different. I knew how I showed up creatively would be different. And I think there was like some fear of like, I wouldn't want to create, that I wouldn't want to blog or do a podcast or write fiction or like do any other creative expression that I have. You know, I feared that like creativity and creating and releasing through a creative expression would no longer be a thing for me. And what surprised me was that during my maternity leave, it was the opposite. I like yearned and craved it. Like, I don't even know how to put it into words, y'all. Like I felt it in my body, the need to create. And I didn't put a pressure on myself during those first 40 days to try and create something. It's actually funny. Like I think I just like took a pulse check of it. I was like, okay, I want to create. It's there. Like the need, the desire, the want to create is there. Like this is good, you know? And like at one point, like my husband gave me like a little mini project to work on that was like fun for me, you know? And it was creating like a check-in journal for us. And so for me, it was just like, okay, this feels good. It was just like a really promising and reassuring feeling and connection to my quote unquote former self, knowing that like creativity and creating, it's a part of me, right? It's a part of who I am no matter what. And how it manifests itself, it's up for grabs, right? It's going to be different. It's going to look different in various seasons and chapters of life, but it's there. Creativity, creating, all of that it's real and it's essential to who I am. So all that to say, like, it was hard and has been hard just because top of mind, while like I know creativity and creating is a big thing for me and a need for me, top of mind has been like navigating this first year of parenthood and figuring out all of that. I would say maybe not so obvious would be fear and shame. I mean, there's the fear of failing, fear of man, you know, what others may think of me getting back into doing things, which why would that even matter? But I'm just being honest, like it's there. You know, fear of not succeeding in it, whether that's being inconsistent or not flashy enough or relevant enough or trendy enough, you know. And I think the biggest fear though, I think the biggest thing, and it might be linked to shame, is just feeling silly or looking silly. And feeling silly, especially I think in regards to this season of like, I started and then stopped, right? Or like that, like being so inconsistent or feeling that like inconsistent swirl. I mean, even in a literal example with the podcast, I started season 3, y'all. This started in January and then it stopped. Life happened. Other things took the front seat. And so there was a big break after the first 2 episodes. And so it was just like, I feel so silly, like even doing this again, right? Or like starting again. And then that's where shame comes in, right? Like that's where shame has tried to come in. And it's that shame around having started and then stopped, and the shame around not being consistent. And like all of that had kept me from starting, right? It has kept me from like trying again. But I saw this quote on Twitter from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, and it says, just start. Start slow if you have to. Start small if you have to. Start privately if you have to. Just start. And reading that, like, felt like such a balm to my spirit, honestly. And just like, it was the right nudge. It was like what I needed to get back in the game. It was the right nudge that I needed to give myself grace and compassion and to kick fear and shame where the sun don't shine. You feel me? You know, I don't know where you might be landing in life. You know, you may be in a very similar place like me where you found yourself just like right on the edge, right? You want to start again, but you fear, shame, doubt, insecurities, whatever have been hemming you in, right? They've been holding you back from starting again, whatever it might be, whether it's a project, whether it's going back to school or taking the next step in your career, or whether it's mending a relationship or whatever, you know, whatever it might be in your life, whether it's for you, like starting back on your health journey, right? Or starting again on a dream that you tucked away because the season wasn't right, whatever it might be. I want you to know that it's important that we become okay with starting again, and that we know that it's actually a really powerful statement. I think it's important to start again because we owe ourselves this, you know? We owe ourselves the opportunity to start again or start over. And, you know, I firmly believe that so long as we got breath in our bodies, we can start again. Every day is an opportunity. It's a chance to start again, to take one step closer to that vision you have for yourself, to get, as James Clear says in Atomic Habits, to get 1% better every single day. And there's no shame in that. You know, I think it's easy. I know for me at least, it was really easy to feel that shame, to feel that silliness of starting again or starting over, you know, feeling like I should be further along by now. I should have done more of this or done more of that or whatever. That's real. I get that. And if that's something you're feeling, friend, I am there with you. I understand it. I empathize. I feel it with you. I'm just going to quote what James Clear said, man. Just start. Even if it's slow, even if it's small, even if it's just private between you and you. Start. It doesn't matter how small the step is. You can take it. I so believe in you that you can take it. And I would encourage you as well to consider your why in starting again. Consider why it's important to you to start again on whatever it might be. Why it's important to you to start over if that's the path that is before you. You know, I think for me, a reason that it's important to me and why, like my why in starting again is that straight up, I want to start again. You know, this doesn't feel like something I'm forcing myself to do. Like it's actually a desire of my heart is to start again, particularly in the realm of my creativity and creative expression. You know, I want to create and write and share through the blog and through the podcast and through other ways. I also, you know, I want to show up in spaces again in this new iteration of myself as I'm uncovering this new version of myself. And I also believe starting again is part of my thriving and becoming. And it's, you know, part of me starting anew, really, in this new body, mind, soul, and spirit. And another reason it's important to me, and a big reason and a big why to my starting again, is my child. It's my daughter. You know, I want her to be able to look at her mama and see that starting again or starting over after a long time of not doing something is nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't define you. Like that break or that hiatus doesn't define you or disqualify you or nullify you or belittle who you are. You know, you actually get to come back with a different perspective and drive. And I want my child to be able to look at me and see that, and taking breaks from things and stepping away from things doesn't make you a flaky or a fickle person. Actually, sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes you do need to step back so you can come back with a fresh vision and perspective. I think at the end of the day, I want her to know that it's okay to start again, to start over. And it's also okay not to, that you have that right to take a break and maybe not come back to a thing. And you're still an awesome person. You're still great. You're still incredible. Friends, thank you so much for tuning into today's conversation. We chatted about starting again, and I shared some of my process with it and, quotes from James Clear, and we really just got down and got real about it. And so I hope you are encouraged to start again or start over wherever you need to. This week, I invite you, I encourage you to take some time and ask yourself if there is any area in your life where you've let fear and shame keep you from starting again. If yes, I want you to consider one way you can kick fear and shame where the sun don't shine. Think of one way you can start again today.